Hey YouTube, Joyboy here. So today I want to talk about what will most likely be a catastrophe at the Tea Party for these Straw Hats. And so a lot of people have this speculation. It's a very strong speculation. We already know the plan. It seems likely that it isn't going to go well. And so many people are speculating in what ways it may not go well, or how Big Mom or someone else might find out about what they are going to do. And I have one bit of evidence which should definitely strengthen this thought for you. And this evidence should lead you towards the opinion that Big Mom will see the Straw Hats coming. And what we know right now is that we know, quote unquote, that all of these Straw Hats are currently free from Big Mom's gaze. And that they did so without Big Mom having been aware of this or noticed this. These Straw Hats who were in the Seducing Woods are now all free. We have Chopper and Carrot who took refuge in the Mirror World and trumped Brûlé. And then Luffy and Nami, although captured by Big Mom and the enraged army, essentially got out scot-free because Charlotte Opera wasn't willing to admit that he basically failed and allowed them to escape. Brooke, even after having fought Big Mom and got captured, was saved. Pedro faked his own death. And so, we're led to believe pretty strongly that the Big Mom pirates should not expect these Straw Hats to in any way arrive in the wedding. The only exception to this would be Charlotte Opera, who definitely knows that Jim Bay and the Straw Hats have escaped. We also have suspicions from Charlotte Montandor through the rumor spreading that basically Jim Bay and Luffy and the others were causing havoc. So these people could be in some way on the lookout for the Straw Hats. And another thing that I feel like mentioning, which could also come into play as well, is the fact that Brûlé has essentially disappeared. I would assume that Brûlé was invited to the wedding, that she should be there given her status as Big Mom's daughter, and so her absence may be conspicuous as well to members of the Big Mom Pirates, even Big Mom herself. But if Big Mom is aware of this at all, she is not letting it on. She seems not concerned in the slightest. We have specific evidence from her crew stating that they are trying to keep this information from her. But I think that it's almost guaranteed that Big Mom does know, at least in part, that the Straw Hat crew is still active. Specifically, I think she must know that Jim Bay rescued Nami, and presumably Luffy as well. And the reason for this, put simply, is Big Mom's intel network. We knew for a long time that Big Mom as a Yonko, one of her specialties, if not her specialty, seems to be gathering information. And it seems like the main reason why she has this capability, why she is the best at this, is because of her homies. Her inconspicuous homies that are easily overlooked and blend in as everyday objects, which can secretly listen into conversations throughout Whole Cake Island, throughout the entire world. And it seems like these homies are in some way telepathically connected to her hat, Napoleon. We can see that Big Mom relies on her hat to obtain any information that she would want for updated statuses on what's going on in the various parts of Whole Cake Island, probably other places as well. And we also know that the hat receives some kind of signal, which is how he himself, or it, gets this information in the first place. So the best guess here, it isn't fully explained, is that the homies see something and then communicate to the hat, which the hat then communicates to Big Mom. And so how does Big Mom know about Jim Bay and Luffy and Nami? Well, I saw this mentioned by user Firefist Hayes of Oro Jackson in his theory, essentially covering the same broad topic. But guys, it's the damn barrel. It's a fact, guys. The barrel saw them causing havoc throughout the halls of the Whole Cake Island castle. And so while this is just a rumor, right? Many people, including the executives and children of Big Mom, view this to be a rumor, and very few of them would know it to be truth, and Opera is trying to hide the truth. If the barrel did in fact see, which he did, Jim Bay carrying Nami on his back as he was causing havoc, it's undoubtedly true that there were other homies that witnessed other parts of this as well, saw Luffy running around the castle, etc., etc., and with their seemingly telepathic link to Nitro, or not Nitro, wrong homie, to Napoleon, and Big Mom constantly asking Napoleon for updates, Napoleon himself probably going to Big Mom himself with important updates, I think it's assured that Big Mom knows that Luffy and Nami and Jim Bay are free and looking to cause trouble. But this is where it gets really interesting, guys. Oda has not given us any of this reveal straight from Big Mom. Oda is playing it off with this little detail which essentially confirms that Big Mom should know it to be fact, but he isn't making it fact yet, which means Big Mom has a plan. There's a reason Big Mom seems so unconcerned. Otherwise, she would be making it a priority to recapture them or kill them. So this is pretty much where I'm at right now. It seems really likely that Big Mom knows that Jim Bay, Luffy, and Nami are running free. Now I want to get into some heavy speculation. It seems pretty likely that Big Mom should be concerned if she isn't aware of the movements of these particular people. Her plans for the Tea Party are very precarious, to say the least. There's a lot that could happen that could make the entire ceremony not go the way that she has envisioned, like the way that she has planned. And so with that being said, I would expect that any unexpected elements of this would not be something that she would be looking to have to deal with. And so with her seemingly knowing about Jim Bay, Luffy, and Nami and the fact that they're free, and also that Luffy seems likely to want to recapture Sanji, she should expect them to do something. So basically what I'm saying here is that if she isn't aware of where they currently are, she should be concerned. But since she doesn't seem concerned in the slightest, I wonder if she knows where they currently are. So how could Big Mom possibly know where the Straw Hats currently are? Well, I don't think that there's any hope for her to know that the Straw Hats in the Mirror World, what exactly they're doing in there. She could possibly know that they're there, but not what exactly they're doing in there, because there doesn't seem to be any chance for homies to be wandering around there without these Straw Hats knowing about it. However, I think it is very possible for her to have tracked the movements of specifically Luffy. And the one thing that I want to point out that may substantiate this slightly is that where was Luffy waiting for Sanji? Luffy was waiting for Sanji at the place in which he fought the enraged army, in the place where he essentially beat down, and others beat down hundreds of homies. So they were in the battlefield with a bunch of quote-unquote corpses. But I wonder if all of them were dead, and if even one of them was slightly conscious. It would be amazing what they would have heard while Luffy and Sanji met up at that place. From this first detail alone, she would already know that Sanji plans on doing something. And actually, to add a little bit to that as well, we know that Sanji fought Bobbin, right? And Bobbin was taken out by Capone's men, but if anyone finds even Bobbin's body, if he is in some way awakened in time to communicate anything to the Big Mom Pirates, they would know that Sanji may be planning something in the first place. But if there was in fact any homie present to overhear Luffy and Sanji's conversation, they would know that Sanji at the very least plans on betraying them, as well as Luffy. But to go even further than this, they would know through overhearing the conversation between the mirrors of Jim Bay and then Luffy and Sanji that where all of the other Straw Hats are, as well as their plan to join forces with Capone. Now keep in mind that this is just speculative. I made an logical argument that Big Mom should be concerned. She's not, so therefore she just might know where the Straw Hats currently are. And so this would be a way in which it's possible, but of course there are many other possibilities in which Big Mom could have the upper hand, or in some way this whole situation could work out. I'm just of the mind, and many people are of similar thoughts, that Big Mom being painted as the master of information, it would just seem so wrong for her to have failed so spectacularly just for the purposes of Luffy getting past her. This is true for everything that Luffy is doing, as well as everything that his Capone is doing as well. It just feels right for me for Big Mom to have basically know what's going to happen before it's actually happening. And essentially, just like her daughter Pudding is an excellent actor who's essentially letting events unfold because she gets a thrill out of it. I've said this before, but now is a good time to bring it back up. There's a pattern. Big Mom likes to give people hope and then take it away. Yes, Sanji, I will spare your friends, only to not do that. The Vinsmoke, yes, we are about to have this amazing wedding, I'm going to help you. And then at the last moment, turn it on them. Jim Bay, yes, I will let you leave the crew. Oh wait, the price that you have to pay is not something that you're going to enjoy. The same would hold true for whatever her plan is for Capone and the Straw Hats. I think that she's letting them think that they can get away with it just for the sole purpose of crushing them in their moment of elation. Oda has repeatedly emphasized the risk that the plan has of getting found out. Peckham's is essentially alone. All he needs to do is break free and communicate to Big Mom, and their plan will be foiled. Brûlé desperately wants to tell Big Mom of what they are planning to do, but she is currently tied up. The homie on the door essentially overheard Capone's plans talking to Caesar. And lastly, Charlotte Katakuri has the ability to predict events a few seconds before they actually even occur. But I think this is all a tease. Oda is letting us know that it's going to happen, but I think the way it's going to happen is what Oda is truly hiding. Big Mom has always known since very near the beginning of what the Straw Hats and Capone were planning on doing. But anyway guys, I just really wanted to share the barrel observation. It just strengthens your previous opinion, most of our previous opinions, that Big Mom definitely knows more than Oda is letting on at this exact moment. And talk about other things related to it as well. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree and why. Just share your thoughts. Like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. Subscribe if you want to be notified for my future content. And as always guys, have a wonderful day.